Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I just wanted to share this because my cousin actually posted this on Facebook. I think it was yesterday. And it's really something, when you work for companies, it is very interesting how they want to rally the troops. I've worked for companies that get you hype and let's go because it is benefiting them at the moment. They want to give incentives to make you sell more or market better or whatever the situation is, but it's always to benefit them. But then when you're going through something real, it's very rare that I see, and this has been my experience and also experiences of family members and people close to me, that when you're going through something real, life is really coming to a head. Not many people, and I'm speaking specifically about employers, places of business, it's very rare that they will come to your aid. It's very rare that they will be vested in their people in a way that makes them feel valued. How do I know this? Because, before I get to that, what my cousin posted was so true. She was like, take care of your health. Take care of yourself. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. Don't work yourself, for that company till it makes you sick. Because you always see people, they will lay down their life for their employer, not even sure if their employer would do the same for them. And how do I know this to be true? We see it actually happening right now. Since the pandemic has begun, and you see a lot of people, pretty much everybody, with the exception of a handful of the population, was working virtually from home, right? Now that things are opening back up, there's now an available vaccine, a few vaccines now, and jobs are wanting people to come back in the office, and people are like, no. And most of the people that I know who are in this position now, trying to make decisions of whether they're going to go back into the office or they're going to fly solo, and it really depends on, will they lose their job if they don't go back into the office? That's another thing. The majority of the people that I'm hearing from are saying that they felt undervalued, unappreciated. The lack of proper compensation. It's very clear that you can do your job from home seamlessly. And they don't feel like they want to go back into the office for the office politics and foolishness that anyone who has worked 9 to 5 knows is a real thing. Even working with people, let's really be honest, even going back to working with people that you don't even like. Let's really be honest, because you know what? You don't get to choose your coworkers. You know how people say you don't get to choose your family? It's true. There's people at your job that you would never touch with a 10-foot pole, but you don't get to choose your coworkers, just like how you don't get to choose your family. So you kind of have to come together with all of your differences and thought processes and all of that and just get the job done for said company and be compensated for it. But compensation has not been good for a lot of people, you know, especially in education. Teachers, my God, they don't get paid nearly what they're worth. And we know that tremendously because parents, there's a lot of parents that can't wait for their kids to go back to school full time because they can't handle the kids being at home. It's too much. When they realize just how much teachers are dealing with, you know. Now, I understand there are some kids that are learning very well at home, and then there's a whole lot of others who are just not doing well at home, you know, and some schools are now doing hybrid, all of this sort of stuff. But I'll tell you, my cousin made a point. She's like, never work so hard and kill yourself at your job. Because these people, I would say like this, these people will come and replace you with the quickness. They'll say, oh, that's so sorry. I'm sorry you're going through that. Oh my God. And then they'll be dialing up the next replacement, and for cheaper than what they were paying you. Better believe it. So I understand exactly what she meant by that post. Don't kill yourself for your job. Work yourself to death. Don't do it. I love the flexibility of being an entrepreneur full time because I don't have to be on anybody's time and nobody can fire me. Oh yeah, clients can always decide, you know, what they're going to do if they need your services or whatever. But as far as being fired from my job, nah. And I can also decide if I'm going to market harder, you know, because a lot of times when a client is leaving, another one is coming through the door. Yeah, you want to have as much capital as possible. And, you know, I don't want to have a client and then lose them and then bring another one in because it's just a replacement of that money. You want to try to stack your money as much as possible, but not to the point that it's going to make you miserable. So you have to watch out. This is not only for my 9-to-5ers. This is also a word for my entrepreneurs as well. Sometimes you have to learn how to shut some things off. I know I was horrible at that. And it cost me a lot of things in my life for it. So when my cousin posted that yesterday, I was like, you know what? This lady is right on time. Right on time. And you could just think that, you know, I got everything going on and then something happens. We go through life and then, or as they say, life happens and then stuff gets real. And it's interesting because, you know, this must have been the week of cousins because I talked to another cousin of mine a few days prior to that and just explaining how they were not happy with their job. And I would have never known this. I'm going to keep all their identities. You know, I've got dozens of cousins really, so. But they were talking to me about how they weren't happy with their job. Happy with where they were. Like it may not be what they were called to do. And I thought to myself, whoa. Because I never would have known that. But I understand that feeling because that's where I was 11, almost 12 years ago. You want to feel like you had a life well lived, especially as you start to get older. You know, once I turned 40, I was just like, oh yeah, things are going to change around here. For sure. And they did drastically in ways that I didn't think they would, and also things that I planned for that I knew would happen. you know? But yeah, never work yourself so hard, especially for someone else. And if God forbid something happened to you, they would replace you in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even have been an afterthought. And I know businesses have to go on. I get it. But just for that reason, listen, self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. Just remember that. So if you're a 9-to-5er or if you're an entrepreneur, make time for your life, your real life. Because all of that other stuff, you can't even take it with you. You really can't. Yeah. Self-care isn't selfish. It is necessary. Hopefully that touched somebody. I hope it did, because that post and maybe these 2 conversations that I had with my 2 family members this week really resonated with me. Well, the one conversation and the one post. All in the couple of days. I say, you know what? It's a good reminder. It's a good reminder. So hopefully this resonated with somebody out there. You know, this is what my podcast is about. It's not only about business, but it's also about life and navigating all of those things. Hopefully it's helpful. If you want to, please subscribe, share, like, comment. You can do all of that. I appreciate all of those things. You can find me on Instagram and all socials at Onyx Queen Media. And if you want to email me, feel free. hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. Take care of yourself. Bye, you guys. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.